listening to How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, and he talks about, I'm listening to the audiobooks, I think it was chapter 1, but he was giving the example of how his landlord, or this person that he rented an event room from a hotel for his events, he was going to raise Dale Carnegie's rent, or maybe the author or the person that's speaking, I'm not sure. But anyway, so he was giving this example of how someone was going to raise his rent, and he gives him a pros and cons list, but rather than giving him the pros and cons list from his perspective, the tenant, he gave him a pros and cons list from the landlord's perspective. So he said, look, if you raise my rent, if your goal is to make more money, you're gonna accomplish the complete opposite, because you're gonna make less money, because there's no way I can afford a 300% raise in rent, so you're gonna lose me as a customer. And then on top of that, I bring a lot of people to your hotel that even if you paid money for advertisement, it's gonna cost you tens of thousands of dollars to bring, number one, that high quality of people, because he's speaking to business owners, to people that want to better themselves. And number two is gonna, like, just the amount, the volume of people that he was bringing. So he gives him those pros about him staying as a tenant, like, number one, I pay you, number two, I bring you high quality people and tons of them to your hotel that now see your hotel, stay here, and think about it in the future. And I believe that was in the pros. And in the cons, it was right, I think the cons of not raising the rent was just that, right, he was gonna make a little less money than he was projecting. So right, it was like, okay, you can either keep making money and you have all this exposure that I bring you, or you can try and find someone else that'll pay you that money, but what are they gonna bring you? So in that example, he said the landlord only raised his rent by 50% rather than by 300%, like how he wanted to begin with. And so that was